Hey, buddy. Life's pretty good for you. Lots to eat.
I'm here in this cave searching for sound. It may seem quiet, but nature is full of sounds that humans can't hear. At this very moment, this cave could be ringing with sound, ultrasound from bats.
Bats can make a lot of noise too, but they also use ultrasound all the time. It's called echolocation. By sending pulses of ultrasound ahead of them as they fly and listening for the echo, bats have learned to avoid objects and find their next meal in total darkness. They can even tell the shape and size of their prey just by using sound.
Pretty cool, huh? We don't hear most of the sounds that bats make because they're too high for our ears, just like this dog whistle.
Other animals, like dolphins, also use echolocation to find their way around in murky water.
But, like Paula said, there's also sound that's too low for our ears. That's called infrasound. And again, just because we can't hear it, it doesn't mean that nothing else can.
Elephants actually use infrasound to communicate. They too make a lot of sounds that we can hear. But it's the stuff that we can't that's most useful to them. It helps to know a little bit more about infrasound to understand why. High-frequency sounds travel in very straight lines, and they die off quickly. But low-frequency sounds, like infrasound, spread out in all directions and can travel for many kilometers. That makes infrasound perfect for elephants that want to find one another across huge areas of grassland. To help them hear these sounds, elephants have huge ears. They can be 2 meters long and 1.5 meters wide.
But scientists have also found that elephants can hear infrasound through the ground with their feet.
In fact, some think they can actually detect natural disasters like earthquakes and tsunamis before they hit by feeling the infrasound waves they give off through the ground. Which brings me back to us humans. Even though we can't hear it, we can feel infrasound vibrations in the air. And they can actually make us feel uneasy or scared. So here's the kicker.
Have you ever had that feeling like something's watching you or that you're seeing things? Well, there's a theory that might just be infrasound that you're feeling. But whether or not you believe in ghosts, as you can see, there's a whole lot more to sound than meets the ear.
Coming up, it's Andrew's big moment.
Yeah! Wow, Legacy Recording Studios. I gotta tell you, I'm a little bit nervous and even terrified about my big audition. Whoa, this is like a real recording studio.
This is the band I'm auditioning for. AJ, Lou, Brandon, Drew, and Sam. They look like really nice rock stars. I like them. So far, so good.
You ready?
Yeah, guys, let's get this audition started. Oh, I'm so nervous. Hi, how you doing? Good to see you. Hi.
This is the isolation booth where I have to sing. In one ear, I hear the instrumental track through the headphones. And the other side, I leave off, so I can hear my own voice.
Hey!
While I sing into the microphone, the engineer records my track. Oh, and that big black thing in front of the mic? It's called a pop screen. It protects the mic from spit.
Way to the front. Yeah! Right? Okay. Fall away as the daylight's fading. Hear me calling as I find your name. Here to stay, forever I remain. Tell me why we say your last
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't we go play the song?
Yeah.
Let's go.
So right now they're just setting it up so I get to hear the playback of my wonderful lyrics. Anytime, guys. Whenever you're ready.
The engineer plays back my vocal track at the same time as the instrumental track, and we all get to hear how I did. Am I ready for the big time? voice actually sounds different to you than it does to other people.
You know when you do something and it sounds a lot better in your head?
Yeah, that's because your ears pick up the vibrations passing through your body and your skull and through the air. Others only hear the vibrations of your voice through the air. Okay, so I'm not a rock star, but this was fun, and these guys are super cool. They let me hang with them while they jammed in the studio.
Are we good? We're all good to go over here.
Yeah, see? Don't I look great? I mean, I'm all in black and I'm rocking out.
You do look the part. It's the sound that maybe needs some improvement.
Mama, you're so small, but that's okay, 'cause that's not all.
Hey, you know what I learned about sound? Usually comes with a volume button. See, isn't that better for everybody at home, too? So, do we feed your brain?
See you next time. No one's here. Do not touch. Do not care. Ha ha. Whoa. Ha. Oops. Paula? Paula? Anybody? Help!
Hi, everyone. I'm Paula, and welcome to PsyQ. Andrew's a little bit late today. Well, nice of you to join us. Where were you?
I don't know. I was sitting right here, and then all of a sudden, poof.
Poof.
Yeah, poof. Like magic.
I don't think it was magic. It's special effects. It's why we go to the movies. A little science, a little illusion, and the camera can fool the eyes. You think we can make some movie magic?
Sure. In fact, I think I'm ready for my close-up. My face is capable of doing some pretty amazing things, if I do say so myself. But just once, I'd like to have them scream instead of laugh. But this face isn't able to do it by itself. That's why I'm enlisting in some help with some special effects makeup, like the kind you see in movies and on TV. Complexions is a makeup school that's helped create some pretty scary movie characters. Today, they're gonna help scarify me. But first, did you know that with a bit of science mixed in with a little artistry, you can put together your very own special effects makeup with stuff you probably have lying around the house? Like making your own blood. You start with a cup of corn syrup and add a teaspoon of cornstarch. That makes it thicker and gooier than water. I'm making a mess. The final touch, food coloring. But here's the trick. Blood isn't pure red. Add in a touch of yellow and blue to give it that illusion of true blood. Personally, I like to have some fun when I mix my blood. Doing the dance, do the blood dance in your underpants. Yeah, blood dance. Now this will come in handy for some other do-it-yourself tricks. Jordan Samuel is one of the top special effects artists in North America. To create your own frightening head wound, all you need is some wax, which you can get at your local drugstore, and some of our handy old fake blood. I'm feeling a little lightheaded. I'm just kidding. I think I actually look smarter. For our last little do-it-yourself trick, you ever fall off your bike and scrape your arm? Now you can look like you've done it, but without the pain. All you need is a little piece of aquarium filter. It's like a rough sponge. And you dip it into some red paint or makeup. Oh, that looks so real. All right, Jordan, this looks fantastic, but if I'm really gonna have to scare Paula, I'm gonna need to take it up a notch. You really gotta give me the gold. Jordan agrees to give me a full zombie transformation. It's based on prosthetic makeup. It's a foam or rubber piece that sticks to an actor's face. First, they make a clay mold of my face and head. It's an exact copy of me. Pretty handsome little guy. I think so. Hello. From those molds, they build a mask.
Foam rubber prosthetic piece.
Weird.
And this piece fits exactly onto your face cast. It'll mimic every expression on your face, so if you smile or you scrunch up your nose, the piece will scrunch up.
I'm ready for my transformation.
They trim the mask, cut out the eyes, and paint it.
Paula, prepared to be scared.
The mask is applied. Makeup is used to blend the paper-thin edges in with my face. You'd never know where my face ends and the mask begins.
Look at that.
Then some of the gruesome zombie touches are added. Shading helps create the illusion of sunken eyes.
How dead would you say I've been?
Probably a good week or two.
I won't need to brush these teeth. Now, Paula is about to get the scare of her life.
Hats, we're gonna need new hats. Grapes, cabbage, what? Ugh, you know, it's nobody.
Just in case you were wondering, Andrew's disappearance at the beginning of the show? Special effects with cameras and editing, of course. Here's how we did it. We set up the camera, lock it so it's still, then shoot the scene. Then, without moving the camera at all, Andrew walks out of the shot, and we shoot the exact same scene without Andrew in it. When the two scenes are dissolved together in editing, it looks like he's disappeared. Chew on that.
Zombie didn't fool her, huh? Gotta trick her with some special effects somehow. What's this? Paula slips on banana peel. Bet I can have some special effects fun with this. This is Steve. He's a Foley artist.
Hey, sorry I'm late. Did I miss anything?
No, we're just taking a look at the tape you sent over to us.
The job of a Foley artist is to recreate sounds for movies.
Pretty funny stuff, don't you think?
Yeah, not bad, but I think I can make it a little funnier.
Really? Huh, excellent.
So Foley artists like Steve add all the natural sound effects, like footsteps and crashing CDs, after the movie is filmed. When an object makes a noise, your brain automatically stores the image and the sound together. So the next time you hear the sound, the brain will automatically conjure up the image and vice versa. When Steve sees something on the screen, like a banana peel being stepped on, he's trained his brain to ask, what else could make the sound of a banana peel? And then it's all trial and error until he finds just the right sound. In this case, a wet paper towel is squishy, wet, and slimy. All the things you would associate with a banana peel. Without the smell, of course. Thankfully, it's just water and not chunks of banana. Another reason for using props and not the real object.
Oh, pretty good.
So what used to sound like this now sounds like this.
Five-second rule.
Perfect. That's amazing. Everything sounds exactly the way it should sound. Now, there is one more thing I'd like to add to the movie, if that's okay.
Stage is yours.
Thank you very much.
This special effects stuff is so cool. It's amazing to know how far movie makers go to bring this stuff to life. Where the heck did that come from? Whew. Let's try that again, shall we? Whew. Not again! Whoa! First a windstorm and then a blizzard. What's next? Rain. Whew, what a day! So at least that's over with. Oh, great! Fog. In case you haven't already guessed, all this weather we've been doing has been fake. Just like makeup artists can disguise faces, movie makers can disguise the weather. Let's back this up and show you what we mean.
What the audience can't see doesn't exist. So it's easy to hide things like leaf blowers and fans just out of view. In Hollywood, that's called framing off. And since wind by itself is invisible, loose clothing and blowing leaves add a lot to this effect. For a wintry look, snow blankets are used to cover the ground, and canned snow can be sprayed pretty much anywhere. But the real sell comes from the blowing stuff, so keep that fan and blower handy.
This stuff is specially made for the movie biz. It's made of starch, so it's biodegradable. It'll wash right away. What's next?
For rain, you just need a little H2O. Okay, a lot of H2O. Special effects experts have cool rain towers that stand high overhead and sprinkle water down from the sky, so it'll look more realistic and cover a larger area. And finally, for theatrical fog, pros just use bigger versions of party store fog machines. Hot metal plates vaporize water into a fine mist, and special chemicals like glycol are added to make the mist thicker and last longer.
In the world of movie weather, anything is possible. All you need is a little creativity and be willing to clean up all kinds of messes.
Coming up,
Jumping!
Andrew may be flying high, but I'll be having a blast with movie explosions.
So I'm getting there's lots of ways that movie makers fool us, from really cool special effects makeup to sound. In fact, oh, Paula, there's something that I want you to hear.
Okay. Five-second rule. How did you? I didn't. That wasn't. I told you. I've been framed. Oh, it's time to get even. Max? I'm meeting someone whose job is to create movie magic pyrotechnic style. His name is Max. These effects are gonna blow Andrew away. Okay, not literally. Max? Okay, so I have this co-host, and he's been pulling pranks on me. It's not really fair, so I thought, pyrotechnics, yes! Now, here is a way to get back at him. But I'm not really sure how, so I was thinking you could show me something. Is there something we could do to him?
Definitely.
Max explains that pyrotechnics is the art of working with explosives to create effects that trick the camera and the audience in a safe but realistic-looking way. Always work with a professional, I'm getting.
You should. These are zirconium balls.
1, 2, 3. Inside, you've got zirconium powder and gravel. Zirconium is an unstable chemical, so with a little impact, the gravel sparks the zirconium and kablooey!
This is what they call breakaway glass.
Actors can jump through this special glass or get hit with it and not get hurt.
Nothing!
This is what we call a shotgun mortar, and we put cork and dust in here.
Let's see this air cannon in action and create a mini scene.
Okay, I'll be the actor, and I'll be really close to it, and you blow it up, but don't blow me up.
Okay.
He's pointing an air cannon at me, and I'm fine with it.
1, 2, 3. Count of 3.
Gotta do an
1,
instant replay
2,
on that one.
3.
From this angle, it looks like I'm getting blasted away. But if you check out the behind-the-scenes camera, you can see that the cork and dust flew right beside me. What a neat trick. I get it now. The magic of special effects is a 2-part recipe. 1 part cool effect props, and 1 part camera angle. It's all very neat, but how can it help me prank Andrew?
Yeah, well, maybe you should try and get me a car or something, and we could blow it up, but not really blow it up.
Really?
Yeah.
Hi, Andrew. It's me. How you doing? Good. You know what? I need a big favor. I need to borrow a car.
I'm about to put myself into a stunt school to learn how they do the stunts in the really big movies. But since I'm not the most coordinated kid, I've come prepared. This school is run by Mike, a Hollywood stunt coordinator who teaches real kid actors to be real stunt kids. All right, I'm here. I'm ready to stunt it up.
You look like you're ready to go.
We'll actually be landing on an airbag.
So don't need this? All right.
What do you know about being a stuntman?
Oh, wow. I mean, the stuntman is a cool guy. He fills in for the actor, and he jumps off high buildings, and he drives cars that are on fire, and he goes through explosions. Ugh.
I think he's got what it takes. He certainly has the energy.
What? He did a flip. You all right? Wow. I'm going to do that? Oh, man. Why do I sign up for this stuff? The high fall is the basic stunt of any action flick. Whenever you see someone fall, the stunt person actually has an airbag below to catch them. Movie magic. When we fall, our bodies obtain speed called momentum due to the force of gravity. The airbag reduces the chances of injury by slowing down the body's momentum. It's like a giant cushy pillow that literally softens the blow. I just don't want it to hurt. Here we go. First. And yeah, this feels totally safe and natural.
I'm going to say action. You're going to say jumping.
Uh-huh.
And when you jump, you're going to jump out. You're going to push away. You're going to look up. Keyword.
Look up.
Action.
Jumping. Oh, no.
Wow. Now that was really good.
I can't get out of the bag.
I only have good news. We're going to take it up. Higher.
Wait a minute. You're not stopping. We're going higher. Much higher. Whoa. This is high up, man. This is far. I'm gonna fall for a long time. Jumping! Whoa! Oh, man! I'm just gonna stay here for a while.
So are you now ready to go and do the bungee pull?
The bungee pull? What's that?
I think you're going to like it.
The bungee pull is a stunt that involves forward momentum. Unlike the airbag that slowed my downward motion, the bungee will pull me back and make it look like I'm falling off a scooter. The trick is to make it all look real. Oh, yeah.
Remember to tighten up that harness nice and snug?
Oh.
Nice.
I think I'm good. Here we go. Okay. Ready? Oh, look what I did. I jumped way too early. I didn't do anything, really. That's the problem.
You did something.
Let's do another one. I'm ready. All right. This is the one. I can feel it. Man, that was awesome. I learned that this takes a little bit of coordination, though.
Oh, yeah.
Which is something that I don't seem to have. But I did learn something about the stunt business. It was a great day.
Coming up, I used the science of movie magic to pay Andrew back. Whoa! That was so scary! And having proper ventilation. Andrew, let the payback begin. I'm getting an inside look at pyrotechnics, special effects they use in movies when a scene calls for a big bang. And that's exactly what I'm planning.
Hey, Andrew. What's up with the big bear in your car? Oh, since you're a baby? Oh, that's nice. So we're really gonna make this look like it's blown up?
It'll look like it to the camera.
This is so cool, but it's all a big illusion.
Max has been doing this for 25 years. This is serious stuff for a novice like me, so I'm taking careful notes.
No blowing stuff up without a professional. Looks like laundry detergent.
But it's not. It's benzyl peroxide. A basic pyrotechnic needs a container, the explosive-like black powder that goes inside it, and a trigger or spark. Different chemicals like benzyl peroxide give you different types of flames and effects. First up, an exploding tire. We let the air out and prop it up on a hidden piece of wooden hockey stick with a special pyro charge stuck inside. When Max sets off the explosion, all that blows up is the hockey stick.
I'll initiate the explosion, but you'll give me the signal, like 3, 2, 1, hit it, and then boom, it'll go.
Effects standing by to go hot.
Effects standing by.
Effects going hot.
Effects are hot.
3, 2, 1, kablooey!
we roll down the truck's real window, and it's time to blow up some breakaway glass. Max is triggering these pyrotechnics with a spark fueled by plain old electricity.
3, 2, 1, kaplooey! Kaplooey!
That was so much fun! Look at this explosion.
But it's a mess we have to clean up.
Yeah, isn't it lunch?
I think it is.
Yeah.
For the explosion, we'll have to head outside. We're also going to repeat the tire and window trick so that all the footage can be edited together to make Andrew think his dad's truck was totaled.
But it's so far from the truck. Is it really gonna look like it's blowing up?
Oh, to the camera.
I got the best idea.
What is this, popper? What that is a propane explosion. It's going to be a big fireball, very clean. It's going to be very orange. Right in here, there's the benzol peroxide with a spark and a lifting charge with dust and cork coming out in that direction. Okay, effects are hot. 3, 2, 1, kabooey! Kabooey!
Whoa! That was so scary. Is this the footage? Oh, masterpiece. Gonna freak Andrew right out. Max, you're the coolest. Thank you so much for a great day. Special effects are pretty amazing. There's so many things filmmakers can do to fool our eyes. Oh, hi, Andrew.
Those stunt guys are a blast.
Blast. Funny you should say that. Oh, the coolest thing was pyrotechnics, fireworks, explosions. Here, let me show you. I made a little movie just for you.
For me? Cool, let's see. Let's play.
Oh, I almost forgot. There you go. Oh. And, yeah. Some more in here. So, what do you think? Did we feed your brain? See you next time. Yes, it's fair.
Oh, yeah, all right. If only I had the key.
Hey, Andrew, what you doing?
Oh, it's too technical for you, but I'm attempting to achieve maximum velocity by utilizing polyurethane molded discs rotating around a central axle and being propelled down an inclined plane.
Trying to make your skateboard go faster?
Yes.
By putting new wheels on?
Yep.
You think that's a pretty wild ride?
That's the wildest. You couldn't handle it.
Well, how about a little side-Q challenge? Who can ride the wildest, craziest wheels ever?
You're on. If I can just fix this.
You might need this. See you at the finish line. I'm out to find the wackiest set of wheels, and I will find them. Hey, you guys! I need to find the coolest, wackiest set of wheels. I know you guys have something for me, right?
Well, Paula, you're in luck.
What is that? That's like a car from the future.
This is the Carver.
Carver.
It's kind of a cross between a motorcycle and a car.
No way.
The safety of a car, the fun of a motorcycle.
The Carver comes out of Europe, but Ian and his team of engineering experts plan to bring this concept to the North American mass market.
So the sports car meets the motorbike, or does the motorbike meet the sports car, or both?
It's like flying a fighter jet at 2 feet.
I've always wanted to fly a fighter jet at 2 feet.
The Carver is a three-wheeled vehicle of the future. There are 2 car wheels at the back, a bike wheel at the front, and watch this.
Oh, it's going. It looks like it's falling over. It's almost on the ground. Oh, whoa, you're like parallel to the ground.
The body is separate from the engine, and it will tilt up to 45 degrees.
Supposed to be like this. So it's the car that's actually a motorcycle that feels like a jet.
That's right.
Perfect sense. More importantly, test drive?
Let's go.
See you on a 45-degree angle.
The Carver can tilt like a motorcycle using a technology called DVC, Dynamic Vehicle Control. It's a system that automatically balances the vehicle while the body tilts left or right. The back wheels never leave the ground, so the driver doesn't have to pay any attention to stabilizing the vehicle like you would on a motorcycle. The system does that for you. The Carver's tilt and sleek design makes it easier to safely take corners and weave in and out of traffic.
Oh, that's such a serious turn! Whoa!
The Carver can reach speeds of nearly 200 kilometers an hour.
You can get a little bit dizzy back here. Whoa! That was awesome! You know, every cool car needs a name. Paula! The way of the future. That could be the commercial.
I like it. So you want to get in?
Absolutely.
Let's go. Don't bring my car.
This is amazing. Here we go. Never saw that. What am I doing wrong? The parking brake goes down, right? Ah! Carving. I got some moves.
In automatic driving, the car changes gears for you as you drive, but the Carver has a manual transmission where you have to change the gears yourself, and I'm just not very good at that.
No. I hate this. And we are going. Oh, no. Okay. Where am I going? Did really good. Okay, let's stop. Oh, that's so much fun! So you want to hop in and go for a ride?
No thanks.
Coming up,
Telegram!
from wacky bikes to space cars, some fuel-efficient wild wheels.
Wheels sure have come a long way from tree logs. Nowadays, wheels are used in one way or another to power just about everything you can think of. And probably some things you haven't thought of.
I got a tip on some wacky wheels, too. Ah, here's Millet.
Hey, Brent. Thanks for coming to pick me up.
Problem.
Wait a minute. Is this a bike?
It is.
All right, Brent. Here we go.
Brent designs and rents out one-of-a-kind bicycles.
Telegram!
There's no way you can get up on this, Paula. I'm sorry. You have to be at least this tall to ride this ride. Sorry.
Even though all of Brent's bikes are not your traditional styles, they all have the one most important feature of the bicycle, wheels. The trick to Brent's bikes is trying to figure out how to get the wheels to move.
Rear wheel just butts up against the tread, and as you move the tread back by walking on it, the bike moves forward.
The wheel is a circular device that in this case is attached to an axle. This allows it to rotate. But in order for it to rotate and move forward, an outside force needs to be applied to it. On a bicycle, the motion of your pedaling, or walking in this case, is the outside force. The faster you move, the faster the bike will go.
I'm just gonna go for it.
A bicycle stays upright by being steered so as to keep its center of gravity over the wheels. The steering is usually provided by the rider, and usually bikes are a little easier to steer than this.
Whoa! What other bikes do you have that aren't so exhausting?
The hula bike.
The hula bike?
Yeah.
Brent has designed the back wheel of the bike with spokes at different lengths so that the center bolt is not in the center.
That looks like a hula hoop there.
If you push this bike along, it would bounce up and down. And if you jump on it with the right rhythm, you can propel it.
So the faster you jump up and down, the faster the bike goes.
That's right.
I don't hop that fast. We're going backwards, Brent. Oh, hang on now. Hang on. Oh, yeah. No. Hula bike. I think I got it. I think I got it.
This bike was built to be bounced on, which is why it doesn't break when I jump on it. But did you know that a wheel can hold up to 700 times its own weight? It's the strongest man-made structure on the planet.
Feels like you're on a pogo stick with wheels. Whoa! What's this one?
This is a hand cycle. Instead of pedaling it with your legs, you pedal with your arms.
Whoa! Whoa! It turns on a dime! That's a tree. Whoa!
Oh, gotta say, Brent's wheels are definitely wacky and fun.
Look out! You all right? You're good? I'm good. Brent?
I'm fine.
Why am I doing this?
I'm still on the search for the coolest set of wheels, and I've practiced my driving. I'm good to go. I hope. Reed, I'm here to check out the coolest set of wheels. What have you got for me?
Well, check this out.
Wow, look at this thing. 3 wheels, doesn't that just bring back memories?
It's called the Aptera, and it's being designed to be one of the most energy-efficient vehicles on the road. It uses less energy than pedaling a bike. This is important because most of today's cars use too much energy, cause pollution, and are a big problem for our environment. The interior uses recycled materials.
This is where all your water bottles are going, people.
And check out the features. It uses cameras instead of rear-view mirrors to see behind you.
I have to test this out. Do you see me?
You're making a face at me right now.
Sorry. How about now?
Another face. Ooh, that one's better.
There's also the in-vehicle computer system, solar cells on the roof that control the temperature and provide some extra power, and you recharge the car by plugging it in.
What a great idea. The Aptera is designed to be totally in tune with nature, and it's completely environmentally friendly.
I'll take you for a ride.
You mean I don't even have to drive? What was I stressing over? I'll take it. This is so cool. It's like gliding. That was so cool! Good luck topping that one, Andrew.
Well, I'm gonna try. Up next, I'm off to the races, while Paula's lying down on the job.
I guess you've really got to understand wheels before you can ride them. A wheel is basically a circular frame that rotates around an axis. It's one of the most simple inventions ever made, but maybe one of the most important. Practically every invention since has relied on wheels, either to make it work, to power it electronically, or just to get it to the store. But what I've really learned is that I'm going to need a few more driving lessons if I'm going to beat Andrew at the Wacky Wheels Challenge.
Ah, looks like someone's still stuck in first gear. Getting lost in my dust, huh?
Pretty confident for a guy stuck with pedal power.
Oh, that's what you think, eh? Well, I'm taking it to the track. I think the racetrack is just up here. Whoa, not with the crazy turns already. I wonder why you get flung to the side on sharp turns. Yeah, maybe that'll be my first question, right after I ask if I can take the car for a spin. Shannon Bentley's been driving race cars since she was 16, and she knows everything there is to know about the science of the racetrack. Oh, nice set of wheels you got there.
Thanks, you like them?
Yeah. You know when you're driving your car and you take a sharp turn real fast and you fly all over the place?
Mm-hmm. It's a law of physics. There's this scientist, Sir Isaac Newton.
The guy who had the apple fall on his head.
That guy. He figured out that when something is traveling in a straight line, it wants to keep traveling in a straight line until another force changes it. So when you turn the steering wheel, your body inside still wants to keep going straight. So that's why it feels like you're kind of being pulled to the outside, but really it's just you wanting to go straight and the car is going that way.
This kind of race car is built specially to make sure that it stays down on the track instead of flying up around those turns.
Because these tracks only go in one direction, we set them up so that they turn left really easily. Every corner of this car has a different weight to it. The tires on the outside are actually larger than the tires on the inside.
And what's that thing that sticks up at the end in the back?
That's called a spoiler. That's another thing that keeps you stuck to the track. The air flows over the car, hits the spoiler, and it gets stuck because it's sticking up. It's pushing you down. It pushes the back of the car and the wheels, the back wheels, down onto the track. Yeah, it's called downforce.
Downforce?
Yeah.
I think I can take it for a spin around the track once or twice, you know, take it for a drive.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm a pretty good driver. Can I at least sit in it?
Sure, no problem.
Fine. Shannon?
Yeah, there's
No, door handles.
there's actually no door either. So you just gotta climb in the window.
Climb in the window?
Yeah. Oh, God. Oh.
Shannon? Oh.
Both feet.
Both.
There you go.
I'm not feeling right. I'm so awkward.
Look pretty good in there.
Pretty snug. What's that?
This goes up here.
From a window net to a fire extinguisher to an emergency shutoff, Shannon shows me some of the other safety features. So I'm feeling pretty good. I'm ready to take this baby for a drive. Well, sort of.
Having fun?
Whoa. Yeah. All right.
Take a close look at the wheel of this car. The car is driving forward, but the spokes are spinning backward. Well, actually, it's an optical illusion called the wagon wheel effect. You've probably seen it before, but to understand why it happens, it helps to know a little about how our eyes and brain work together.
And for that, let's have a look at my trusty flipbook.
Ah, so cool! You see, animations are optical illusions too. You're actually watching a bunch of separate images, all slightly different. But when they're shown back to back fast enough, it fools our brain into thinking it's one continuous image.
Even live-action movies are just a bunch of still images put together.
Our brains can only process images so fast, so in the movies they flash 24 pictures or frames at you every second, and all those images blur into one another. It's called persistence of vision.
That very same phenomenon was at work when we saw that car tire.
When you watch a tire accelerate, it spins faster and faster, but at a certain point it seems to reverse direction. Why? It all has to do with those frames. Like we said, a movie camera takes 24 pictures every second, and normally that's more than enough to catch all the action. But when this car reaches about 30 kilometers an hour, the tire is spinning around almost 4 times in every one of those seconds. So, by the time the camera takes its second frame, this spoke is actually just behind where this one was the frame before. In frame 1, the yellow spoke is in the top position, with blue and red trailing. In frame 2, the blue spoke's now just behind the top position. Move forward another frame, and the red spoke is just behind where the blue was. So, if you keep playing these images frame by frame, even though we know the tire is spinning forward, it looks like the exact opposite.
It's pretty cool stuff. And in the end, it all comes back down to that old saying, the tire is quicker than the eye.
I'm taking this challenge to the streets. Street luge, that is. It's a sport that uses gravity to the extreme, riding inches from the road at up to 135 kilometers an hour. Woo! Today I'm learning to ride from one of the coolest guys on the street luge scene, Bob Swartz.
Guys feel good?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Ready, go! Street lugers are major thrill seekers. These wild wheels can hit pretty extreme speeds. To get going really fast, Bob has to fight against friction. When two things rub together, the wheels and the road, there's resistance or friction. It slows you down. Bob uses the smoothest wheels he can find to reduce friction. Then there's the friction between the air and Bob's body. It's called aerodynamic drag, and that's just what it is, a drag. Street lugers fight it by laying as flat as they can, wearing sleek clothes that let the air flow right over them.
So I really get to street luge now?
Definitely. Hold on, Paula. You want a street luge in a very controlled environment so that it's safe for us to go down and not get hit by cars or anything like that bad.
Well, this is safe and controlled.
It is. We're all set to do this.
Does that mean we can go now?
Ready, gentlemen?
Oh, that's so much fun. Is this the fastest you can go on a board like this?
Well, it is unless you add an engine.
You can do that?
Yes, you can. I built a jet-powered street luge.
You did not. Oh. Always wear your helmet.
But that still wasn't fast enough. Lying down offered less wind resistance against the body, so they tweaked the design and came up with the super fast sled known as Street Luge. Sitting down, so the butt...
Now that is perfect.
Riders figured out they could go faster sitting down, so the butt board was invented. But that still wasn't fast enough. Lying down offered less wind resistance against the body, so they tweaked the design and came up with a super fast sled known as street luge. So now I've got the hang of street luge, an extreme sport that relies on gravity. But Bob's about to show me how to take this up a notch by adding a jet engine to his board, creating a jet luge that can rev it up to 190 kilometers an hour. These are some seriously wild wheels, so getting to ride might be a bit of a challenge for a beginner like me.
When do I get to try the jet luge?
Paul, it's not going to happen.
It's not?
Well, it takes years of experience in learning how to drive a jet luge.
Oh.
But maybe I'll be able to help out in some way today. I'm at a motorsport event that's all about street race cars and their piston engines. But today, these race fans are in for a jet-fueled surprise. Bob's here to get people pumped up about his new invention. Also, as a closed track with safety precautions in place, it's the perfect spot to put it to the test. This jet engine is not that different from the engine on an airplane, just a lot smaller. The jet engine or gas turbine sucks in the air through the front with a fan. The air is squeezed or compressed and mixed with burning fuel. Whole mixture expands and blasts out the back of the engine. Remember our old friend Newton? He said for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. As the hot air shoots backwards, it pushes the jet engine and luge forward, and that's thrust. Good thing there's no wings on this board, or it might take off.
Guess what? You're going to be my crew chief.
That's fantastic! First, we check the wheels. Special skateboard racing wheels, because at these speeds, regular wheels would melt or explode. Then we fuel up with jet engine fuel, the kind you can only get at the airport. It's got a lower flash point than regular car fuel, so it's less flammable and safer to handle. The amount of fuel we need for today's quarter-mile run wouldn't even start a plane engine. We add smoke fluid to wow the crowd. At just the right moment, with the press of a button, it's injected into the exhaust to create a wicked smoke cloud.
The crew chief also cleans up the mess.
Oh, did I do that?
Because this is such an explosive engine and it has no brakes, we need serious safety features, like this computer that makes sure the engine's running properly. The fire extinguisher is standing by, and so is the kill switch.
For some reason, I fall off. This pops out, and everything will shut off.
I think I got everything. Should we see if this puppy can go?
Let's do it.
Time for Bob to fire up the jet luge, and for me to get him started.
Go!
Bob lives for excitement, but at these speeds, anything could happen. He pulls off a smoke-tacular speed of 120 kilometers an hour.
How'd I do? Did I do good?
Yeah, give me a high five.
Am I hired?
You're hired.
I practically drove the thing. I was so good with the plane.
Mission accomplished. There's just one last thing I need to do.
Hit it, Bob! To the extreme! Yeah!
Yeah! Whoa, rocket powered. That's definitely a set of wacky wheels.
It was so cool. So I guess we know who won this week's IQ challenge. Me. Oh, but I did bring your skateboard over to Bob to soup it up, customize it, make it all Andrew.
Wow, what do you do? Put on like a new racing stripe or a new set of wheels?
Sort of. Training wheels. Here you go. So, did we feed your brain? See you next time. They're red.
Yeah, I got that. I think they're a little bit too big.
You took my lunch.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You took my chocolate cake.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
All right, well, maybe I had a bit of a taste, but how'd you know it was me?
Call it a hunch. Hi, I'm Paula.
And I'm Andrew. You know, I would have gotten away with that.
Most criminals aren't quite so easy to catch as this guy. Crime scene investigators search for the tiniest clues that give the bad guy away. Wouldn't it be cool to be a detective? I'd be so good at it.
You don't even look the part. Look, to be a CSI, you gotta have the hair, the jacket, and the shades. I'd be the coolest CSI.
You don't solve crimes with sunglasses, you know. Try a little science. May the best CSI win. So you feeling good about this?
Oh, yeah. I got the glasses. I'm the coolest.
That remains to be seen. Andrew and I are training to be crime scene investigators, and today is our first day on the job.
All right, so I'm gonna use like one of them X-ray machines, right? And like I get to swab something.
Slow down. Listen, why don't we go over to our DSA and we'll show you how we train for crime scene investigation.
All right.
Let's go.
Sounds good to me.
Better take good notes, Andrew.
And this is our DSA training area.
DSA, what does that mean?
That stands for Dynamic Simulation Area. This is an area where we set up crime scenes for forensic identification specialists. We like to make things as realistic as possible for them.
Mike's gonna let us loose in this fake crime scene and show us how to look for clues.
So, are you ready to see your first crime scene?
Yeah.
Whoa, 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 hold on. You can't go in there. You have to wear these.
What are those?
They are forensic suits that are going to keep you from contaminating our scene.
I'm so awkward.
So this is the crime scene.
Okay, can we go in now?
Not yet.
What about now?
No. We look with our flashlights along the floor here. We can see a very clear path of contamination.
Shoe prints, I see them.
Now, do you think you'd want to walk on those?
No.
Let's just go along the wall here.
Am I stepping?
There we go, Mike.
What would be evidence in this scene?
The chair flipped over.
What do you think that screwdriver could be used for?
I'm gonna take a guess and not for what it's normally supposed to be used for.
What do you think on those glasses?
Fingerprints.
Oh, there it is!
Here you go, you can have that.
Oh, great. More stuff.
Aha! Dust on the converter.
This room's probably crawling with germs, and fingerprints, and other stuff. Pardon me, it's a privacy issue.
That is evidence. It looks like somebody was screwing around. Get it? So I'm a bad guy, and I've broken in, and I've had my glass, and I threw my screwdriver on the floor. Am I gonna boil water? I think I'd probably just have iced tea. It's faster. I got it. A hair. DNA evidence.
Officer Rick says DNA is like a set of blueprints in our bodies that determines everything about us. That's what makes it such important evidence.
We can get that from your hair, from tears, from spit, and from skin.
What if I sneeze?
You sneeze, you've left a lot of DNA.
Nice.
What do you see, Paula?
I see, I think, 2 fingerprints.
Okay, so we've looked at most rooms in the house. But there's still one thing I want to check out. Footprint.
Now we've found the evidence. Next step is to test it.
I hope you guys are taking good notes.
Did you take notes?
I was hoping to cheat off you.
Well, I took some notes, but not enough notes for both of us. I thought you would get the other notes.
Is it an open book test?
Coming up.
Maybe wanted for a crime.
What did Andrew tell you? I find out how your fingers can get you in trouble if you're a criminal.
I'm here to learn all about these fingerprints. Follow me.
So Paula, here we have a chart of all the different types of fingerprints that can be found on people's fingers.
Jeff is a fingerprint expert.
Did you know fingerprints are like snowflakes? No two are alike. Jeff, is it okay if I take a couple of shots?
Fingerprints have several identifiable patterns, like arches, loops, and whirls.
You may be wanted for a crime.
What did Andrew tell you wanted for not paying the dry cleaning bill on a man's ruined shirt? Just kidding. So every time a bad guy gets in trouble, this is exactly what happens to him?
Not quite. This is how we used to fingerprint. Now, we use what's called live scan computer system, which is right here.
So I did all this ink for nothing?
Yeah, this is how we take fingerprints now. The ink and paper served its purpose. However, now we need answers a lot faster.
This live scan machine is faster and more accurate than ink and paper, and it sends the prints straight into the bad guy fingerprint database.
Am I starting to get nervous? Suddenly I'm wishing this was Andrew's story.
Evaporate due to high amounts of fatty acids, which are actually not as long-lasting as the chemicals found in adults' prints.
I'm here in a real forensic lab, and Officer Rick here is showing me how to lift fingerprints. So this is just metallic powder?
And you see I have a magnet here. And if you see what I'm doing here, we found a fingerprint top.
If you want to do a good print, this is where you get all the oils.
And the first thing we want to do is we mark it. Now, we would photograph that.
I'm on it.
Now we need to lift this up and keep it. Now this is fingerprint tape. We'll pull that off. We've captured the fingerprint.
Ta-da! Perfect!
CSIs use different powders for different surfaces. While metal powder is coarse and thick, silver powder is light and fluffy. It can stick to fingerprints left on a window.
And we also use another brush. This is really fluffy.
Can I see? Do you need a little extra on the cheeks?
If we just put a little wee bit of powder on here.
Okay.
So we're going to do this.
Wow, you can really see it. And look, it's a double whirl. I did get it after all. All right.
Okay.
Evidence, my friends. Dun, dun, dun.
Now, these pieces of paper have fingerprints on them.
I don't see any.
While you can't use powder for paper, you can use chemicals and light.
And remember, don't try this at home.
So what we'll do is we'll just dip this into the chemical. It's going to be very wet for a while. Then we're going to put it into an oven at 100 degrees.
That's hot.
That's hot. Okay, Paula, now our samples are dry. And you can see little wee bits of fingerprints there, but not very well. And I'm going to use what they call a laser. In order to see what the laser's doing, you have to use filtered glass, and we need to protect our eyes.
Dual purpose.
How do I look?
Really good. Hang on, let me see.
You can't see any light there, right?
No.
But when we put it on the fingerprints...
Cool! Oh, I see them. They're here and here and here. Is this the same light that we were using in the crime scene?
Well, kind of, except for this one is really powerful.
Aw, too bad Andrew can't be here to see this.
Coming up,
It's my DNA in there.
it's on to another lab to learn about DNA.
And I run afoul of some furry members of the police force.
I've got this fingerprint thing figured out. There are certain types of prints, like the double whirl, but it's the little details in each one that make it so unique. Are you taking notes?
Oh, I don't have to take notes.
Okay, so what have you learned?
Stuff.
He is so going down.
So I'm all suited up and ready to learn about footprints. And the first thing I'm gonna do is make some latent or invisible footwear impressions using some baby powder and my sneakers. After marking it out with tape, Mike shows me how to lift an impression off the floor using a piece of lifting film and this cool gadget called an electrostatic lifter.
What happens is we're going to introduce a little shock into this film here, and the dust impression that you left on the floor is going to get drawn up into the film, and then we'll have it collected from the scene. If you want to put one hand on the side and just slowly turn that dial on and just introduce some electricity into the film.
Crank it up to maximum power.
Go ahead.
All right. What? It's alive.
Okay, remove the machine from the lifting film. Now just using one of the corners of the sheets, pick up the sheet of film. Let's have a look and see what you did. Look at that.
What happened?
Oh, wow! CSIs examine lifted prints from crime scenes and compare them to the shoes of suspects.
All right, sandbox.
What I'd like you to do first is make an impression.
I'm stepping into the sandbox, leaving behind a sneaker print, just like a suspect would do running away from a scene. Next, Mike adds some water to powdered dental stone. This is the same stuff that dentists use to make false teeth. I have to make sure it's mixed really well because we pour this into the impression to make a cast of it. And work it to the side, and over, and...
All right, Andrew, pour.
When we're done, we'll have to wait 30 minutes for it to harden. Now for the moment of truth.
Oh, there it goes. We broke it. We broke the cast.
Oh, my foot is a little broken. Thankfully, it's not my real foot. There's still enough detail, though, to match it to my real sneaker, so I didn't totally mess it up.
I'm still on the force.
You're still on the force.
Good to know. I'm sorry. I broke my foot. I broke it.
Time to tackle DNA.
DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. It's in every cell in your body and determines everything about you, like your shoe size or your eye color. Like real CSIs, we're going to use a sample of my saliva to see what identical DNA looks like.
How come we need two?
This is so we can compare the two.
Normally, they'll have one DNA sample from the crime scene, I'll give them that now, and one sample from the suspect. That'll be me too. Then they can compare the two to see if they match. If they do, we've got our man. Or woman.
How's that?
Perfect.
It's my DNA in there.
There's your DNA.
That's my DNA,
Yeah.
those little lines.
Yeah.
And
What do you think? Do they match?
They look exactly the same.
And no one else's DNA is exactly the same as mine. Evidence like that makes catching bad guys much easier.
You know, between you and me, I'm getting really good at this CSI stuff. I think I'm gonna kick Andrew's butt.
He's off investigating a detection tool that rules.
Did you know that police dogs can be a police officer's best friend? Their incredible sense of smell can sniff out clues that humans can't. Learning to obey voice and hand signals is an important part of the dog's training.
Art?
And these furry little cops practice drills until they get them right. I'm gonna watch Officer Pat and his dog Havoc at work.
All right, Havoc. Let's see if you can catch a bad guy.
Please don't move outside the dogs! Stand still!
These dogs are also trained to attack on command.
Good boy.
Glad I'm not that guy.
Good dog.
Moisture on the nose helps to capture a scent, which is transmitted onto the nasal membranes. And these German Shepherds have 220 million sensory cells, compared to a human's measly 5 million. That's some super sniffing.
It's time for a little experiment.
I've given the dog my sock to smell. Now he knows my scent.
And now, to hide. There's no way this dog is gonna find me.
Whoa! Sorry! Okay, Beth, I give up. I give up.
I tried to do everything. I tried to put myself into a tree. I was hoping the wind would carry my scent in a different way. He still found me. He's good. These dogs are great. The nose knows.
We've learned about fingerprints, footprints, dogs, and DNA.
I don't see anything.
Coming up, we test ourselves as we try to solve a crime.
What the?
Oh, no, you don't.
Sandwich.
Paul, I want to touch that. There was a... Never mind.
You know what really bugs me? People with fly swatters and bug spray. Creepy crawlers are our friends. They help clean up our garbage, provide us with clothing and food. You should be friends with them.
What do you mean, like, invite them for lunch?
I wonder what the hardest working creepy crawler is.
You mean like a bug that can drive his own car?
What?
Oh, yeah. If you're talking about hard-working bugs, check this out.
Crunchy sandwich.
Ever wondered what would happen if bugs could drive? Well, apparently a researcher at this university says they can. I hear you've got some super-duper specially trained hero-type bugs kicking around.
Yep.
Garnet is a researcher who, among other things, studies bugs. He's developed a special project, a mobile robot that a cockroach can drive.
What are they? They're Madagascan hissing cockroaches. They hiss when they're angry.
What makes them angry?
Sometimes, like when they're touched.
Blah, blah, blah. You did something, I didn't like it. And do they hiss just like us? Like, do they go...
Kind of like that.
I think he looks like a Herman. I'm a Herman. We're gonna put Herman to the test to see if he can drive.
This is the Roachbot.
Whoa! The Roachbot is a three-wheeled robotic vehicle driven by a cockroach, perched atop a ping-pong ball.
As they run on the ball,
whoa, the wheels move.
The wheels move.
Cockroaches can't actually be taught to drive, though, because they don't have a centralized brain like humans do. They have 6 little ones, which are really just masses of nerve tissue spread around their body. So to drive, they just use their instincts.
But how does the cockroach know which direction to go?
These are distance sensors, so they look out. And if they see something, they will shine a light toward the bug. And the bug doesn't like the green light. It'll see the light and it'll run the other way.
And whichever way the cockroach turns, the Roachbot turns. It can go about as fast as the speed of a person walking. And don't worry, there's a seatbelt for old Herman.
Why? Why did you make a robot that a cockroach could drive?
Oh, well, why not? You know, doesn't everybody want something cool like this?
Well, actually, Garnet got the idea from scientists who have built robots that move like a cockroach. They're inspired by its ability to pretty much go over, around, and through anything. This robot, though, is different.
But instead of making it look like a cockroach, it just uses a real cockroach.
Now, would you make other robots for other insects, like for grasshoppers, and you make the thing jump around like a pogo stick?
No.
Huh. Can we get Herman out of the box and put him in the driver's seat?
Sure.
Buckle up for safety. Come on, buddy. Is this normal?
Well, they do what they want to do. They don't exactly do what you or I want them to do.
You got a mind of their own. 6 of them, I guess. Come on, move that wheel. Move it! Move it! Well, Herman, looks like you're fired.
We'll get it. All right, so I think we've got a good, nice, young, fresh one here.
Oh, I hope this works. Whoa! He's actually driving! Look at him go! Oh, man, Paula's gonna be so jealous. Because this is a car built for Paula. It's about her size. But there's no way she could drive it better than the cockroach. I don't think.
Garnet's Roachbot shows that it's possible to use our knowledge of insect behavior to actually get one to operate a mobile robot. So while most people want to actually drive cockroaches away, isn't it good to know that they can actually drive themselves?
Cool.
Not. Coming up, I check out some creepy crawly cuisine.
Kind of crunchy.
Oh, it's dark. Excuse me? What's going on with your menu? It's all bugs.
It's bug cuisine. It's our specialty.
Oh, I think I have to meet the person behind this.
This is no ordinary restaurant kitchen. Here you'll find a chef dabbling in dishes that are creepy and crawly.
How are you?
So you're the guy behind the menu?
I am, actually.
I'm beginning to wonder if Andrew was in on this.
Is this sort of like a gaggy, like, reality show, can you eat this kind of thing?
Well, not so much a dare. It's just education.
Okay, well, I'm all for education.
Are you?
I just don't know if I'm all for eating bugs.
Oh, they're really easy to eat. These ones right here are Mopani worms. They're kind of tasty. They're kind of crunchy. They're a little bit salty, but pretty tasty.
Actually, more than half the people in the world do eat bugs, from silkworms to grasshoppers and even roasted ants. Bugs are cheap, nutritious, and yes, they apparently taste good. So, on the menu we have Mopani worm stew as an appetizer, scorpion pizza as the main course, and bug in every bite cookies for dessert.
Hey, do you need help? Can I?
Yeah, do you want to stir?
I love to stir.
Well, you know what's even better than stirring? Why don't you add the bugs to that?
Oh, of course.
How about them right here?
Oh, they look crispy, but they're kind of wet when you touch them. Okay, so I'm just gonna sprinkle.
Yeah, just sprinkle a few around in there.
Sprinkle.
Turns out, Mopani worms are a healthy source of protein in some parts of Central Africa, where food is scarce during the dry season.
They're actually already cooked. You see what happens with these little Mopani worms? They harvest them, they boil them, then they dry them and salt them.
These are like beef jerky.
Kind of, worm jerky.
We're gonna put that stew aside and move on to our next dish.
This looks good. Roasted red peppers, cheese, sauce, pizza, right?
You got it, but it's kind of a special pizza.
Oh boy, here it comes.
Yeah, and it's this little fellow right here that we're gonna add in.
What have we got?
That is a lovely little scorpion. And don't worry, it's quite roasted and it's not going to hurt you.
Never been this close to a scorpion before.
It's actually more environmentally friendly to cook with bugs than cows or pigs because it takes less food, water, and land to raise them. So swapping scorpion for bacon or pepperoni makes a little more sense. With the pizza in the oven and the stew on simmer, we can move on to dessert.
What we're going to make is some bug and every bite cookies. The ingredients over here look pretty much like, you know, your regular cookie recipe, right?
Yeah, nice.
Except we're going to add some special stuff in here. But just wallop.
Sugar.
So I guess now we should add the bugs.
But don't go and start collecting crickets to cook up. There are over 1 million types of insects out there, but only some are edible. Others can be poisonous. These are specially raised bugs for cooking.
This one is for Andrew.
Everything's ready, and I've come too far not to sample my hard work.
Okay. So try this. It doesn't have a strong taste, and it's not a bad taste, but it's an I know it's there and I know what it is taste. Smells like smoked deliciousness.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, yeah. Good mix. This is easy. We'll see Andrew do that. There goes like the biggest, cricketiest bite I can take. Very chocolatey and a little bit nutty. Bugs are great in food. I definitely know someone who needs to try bug cookies, even if he doesn't know they're bug cookies. Voila, the dinner, she is served. It's buggy and delicious, yes? Possible to remove all the tiny critters from the food we buy. So the U.S. Food and Drug Administration and Health Canada say it's okay to leave some of the critters in. Over a year, we eat about 1 pound of bugs without even meaning to. Can you say crunch?
For instance, there could be up to 40 insect pieces in a chocolate bar.
And my personal favorite, a PB&J sandwich, can have up to 30 insect bits in it. What's that?
Added protein.
Hey, I've been looking all over for you. You should have seen this cool cockroach that can drive and everything. Where have you been?
Oh, I was just at a cooking class. Nothing you'd be interested in. But I did bring you some cookies.
Ooh, looks like chocolate chip cookies. My favorite.
Hey, these are
It's kind of crunchy. These cookies are kind of crunchy.
Still to come, hardworking bugs that entertain and amaze. We find some creepy crawly critters that can create art. And action! Hollywood comes a calling.
You think these things are scary looking? Wait till you find out how strong they are. To find out just how strong, we're going to pit girls against beetles in a test of strength. So today's experiment is all about strength. What do you think is the strongest animal in the entire world?
Elephant. Lion.
What do you think is stronger, a human or an insect?
Human.
You interested in finding out?
Yeah.
Okay, let's come on over here. Tegan, we're gonna weigh you in for the judges. Tegan weighs in at a whopping 27 kilograms. Now each of these weights is 11 kilograms. So we're trying to see how much of your own body weight you can pull. On your mark, get set, go. One. Okay. Two. Okay, one more step. Tegan, we'll cheer really loudly. 1, 2, 3. Can you take another weight, Tegan? No? Okay, well, I think that's it then. Let's just calculate how much that was. 1, 2, 3, 4 weights at 11 kilograms each equals 44 kilograms. Tegan weighs 27 kilograms. So, 44 divided by 27 equals 1.6. You are carrying 1.6 times your weight. That's just a little over 1.5 times your own weight. So who wants to see an animal who's even stronger than she is?
Yes.
Okay, follow me to the lab. Okay, guys, so in this container, I actually have some of the world's strongest animals. And believe it or not, these aren't elephants, they aren't lions, they are beetles.
Cool.
We're gonna call her Bessie. It's a Bess beetle. Instead of big 11-kilogram weights, we have some washers. And we have this dish. And we're going to get my friend Bessie over here to try and pull these washers in this dish. You pull it like this. Okay, there we go. How many weights do you think Bessie can carry?
5. Actually, 10. Yeah.
Okay, let's try and find out. Bessie, let's go! She can do it. 10. Okay. Come on, Bessie, what do you think? Okay. First, we need to see how much Bessie weighs. 1.66 grams. And let's see how much she was able to pull. Okay, so the amount that Bessie had to pull was 75.01.
Oh.
So 75.01 divided by 1.66.
45.1.
45.1. So Bessie was able to carry 45 times her body weight. All right, pop quiz time. What's stronger? An insect or a human?
An insect. An insect, Bessie.
So next time your car gets stuck in the mud, you know who to call.
So let's recap. People all over the world rely on bugs as a major source of food protein. Ounce for ounce, some bugs are a lot stronger than we.
Tea. It's also a good cough medicine for kids over a year old. And it can be used to help treat cuts or wounds. Sweet!
Stephen is an entomologist, which means he's got a degree in bugology. You know, the study of bugs. He also believes that bugs have many hidden talents that we can all enjoy. He's invited me to his studio where he and his wiggly little friends do some very special painting. It's called bug art, and I'm here to help.
The first thing we have to do is wet this piece of paper.
This is right up my alley. I don't really get why we use water before they make their art.
If you take paint and put it on a beetle's foot and let it walk on dry paper, this is what the footprints look like.
Oh,
You can
you
see
barely
them,
see them.
but you barely see them. Now, if you wet the paper, the pigment spreads out. Those are the same footprints with the same amount of pigment, and you can
paint
see
is
how
all
you can
spread.
easily see them.
Do you want me to hold him?
Okay.
He just told me his name's Jeffrey, and green is his favorite color.
Now I'm going to hold Jeffrey in one hand like this.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take paint like this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put it on his legs like this.
He's getting little tap shoes on. Little shiny tap shoes.
I'm not hurting the beetle at all. I'm just placing it on the bottom of his feet. Okay, let's see if Jeffrey will walk for us.
Cool! He's making art! Oh, neat. Jeffrey was wondering if I could paint his legs this time.
Are you sure that's what he said?
Yeah, well, he said it.
You must understand beetle better than I do, but okay. And then just put it along just the end of its legs.
Like that? You need more paint, Jeffrey. You're really grabbing onto that. Whoa, whoa! Here we go. Ooh. Yay! Look what we did. See? Bugs can be artists too. Isn't that right, Jeffrey? Yeah.
Still to come, that's not all our hardworking bugs do to entertain us. Next, can Paula be an insect-supporting actor?
Oh, I want to do it. What's wrong? So cute. Not only can bugs make art, but did you know they can also be actors?
Our bug artist, Steven, is also a bug wrangler, and on a movie set, he's the boss of all bugs. He's worked on over 80 Hollywood films, making bugs do exactly what the director needs for the scene.
So how do you make bugs do tricks?
Well, I really don't do tricks. What I do is I understand their behavior. For example, if I wanted the scorpion to crawl out of something, I might put it in a closed thing like my hands, and then when it crawls out, it's crawling out because it's looking for a better place to be.
Oh, so it's really just knowing the science of how a bug acts and using that for things like a movie to make it look like they're performing. You're not hiding. We can see you. Oh, hi, Rosie. How did you make her do that?
Well, I placed her right out of camera view, and then right before your line, I touched her because I knew that she would like to climb up to the top. And when she gets to the top, she stops.
So that was like a scary Hollywood trick. Do you think I could try my own trick?
Well, how'd you like to do something with cockroaches?
Love to, obviously. Bugs are expressionless, so they can't really act scary. Rather, it's up to Hollywood to use the insect's natural behavior and put them in a situation that will make them appear scary.
What do we have here, Steven?
Well, I brought some of my acting kissing cockroaches.
Covering me with cockroaches to make it look like I'm being eaten alive.
I'll take one and I'll just...
Oh, they're not so bad until you put a bunch of them on you. They're just like little decorations. I kind of like them. Are you ready to make it scary?
Action.
So bugs can act, but not without a little magic from Hollywood.
I guess it's not really an act. All the bugs we met are just doing what comes naturally.
Yeah, and we benefit from that. You see, put away your fly swatter. Bugs are our friends.
Even him?
Ooh, you're on my sit. Did I? Oh, you enjoy that. You earned that. Ooh, so did we feed your brain?
See you next time.
Blah, blah, blah. He did something I didn't like it. Look out! You all right? You're good? I'm good? Brent?
I'm fine.
Why am I doing this? What? You all right? Wow! I'm gonna do that? Oh, man!
Why do I sign up for this stuff? I just don't want it to hurt.
Oh, no!
How high does this thing go? I've taken this machine 90 feet in the air. 90 feet? You ever run out of gas? I have. Have you really? I have. What happens when that happens? You fall like a rock.
It's like this. 28, 29, 30.
Does it hurt?
Yeah!
Will you grab the fire extinguisher for me?
The what?
Well, why would we need that?
Hello?
Hi. Okay, well, at least we got footage of possible wreckage. Oh! Do it again.
Okay!
Stuff came out, man. Stuff came out. I don't know if you saw. I don't know if it was from the rocket.
I heard
or me.
you.
I just jumped.
I saw you.
What do firecrackers and the space shuttle have in common? They both use rocketry. So if I strapped a couple rockets to my back, would I be able to fly? Let's find out. Rockets in the form of fireworks have been around for thousands of years. When lit, the powders inside the cracker create a burst that is so strong, it forces the cracker into the sky. Now multiply that by like 1,000,000, and that's how the space shuttle gets into orbit.
Check it out. These are rocket belts. They're designed to launch humans right up into the air.
Now that's not something just anyone can do. Meet Rocket Man Dan. He's one of only 2 people in the world trained to fly this thing.
These are our fuel tanks, these 2 tanks here. We pressurize these tanks and we force the fuel down through this tube, through our secret valve, into the catalyst.
So what's actually inside of that?
Well, let me show you. Give you a quick example of what happens when you pour hydrogen peroxide on the catalyst.
All right, that's how they're staying on.
Put some fragments.
The catalyst for the chemical reaction are these pieces of silver mesh.
Pour a little bit of peroxide on there. Let's see what happens.
Whoa! Whoa! Look at that.
When the hydrogen peroxide touches that, it rips off an oxygen molecule and becomes water and oxygen. But the heat boils the water and turns it into steam, so you have steam and oxygen. When it comes out of the rocket belt, it's completely steam, no smoke.
How does it lift you off the ground?
I'll show you. All that steam expansion happens and it forces it through these 2 tubes. So by the time it's leaving the end of this tube, it's coming out 3 times the speed of sound. You think you're ready to fly one of these things? Let's get you suited.
Okay. One.
Go ahead and squat a little bit. Exactly. Oh. You doing eating all those donuts? Now, how's it feel?
Holy smokes! So let me get this straight. I got this rocket belt strapped to my back with literally enough fuel to launch me into the air. And you think that it'd be a great idea if I fly the thing?
Well, sure.
Oh, man.
Now, was I lying when I said it was heavy?
Oh, man, I can't even walk in a straight line.
Hey, you know, with those straps between your legs, it doesn't make it easy to walk, and your legs will actually go numb after a while.
Yeah,
Oh, hold on, I forgot my phone. Stay here. Don't worry about it. Just, I'll be right back. Give me 5 minutes.
Yeah, no problem. Take your time.
Re-engines up and burning.
Just like the space shuttle, Dan uses rocketry to fly. Now I'm getting a chance to suit up into one of Dan's rocket belts to see if I can blast off. Just as soon as he gets back. Oh, welcome back. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, so let me give you a little bit of an idea of how you actually fly this thing. And this is your throttle. It's reverse of a motorcycle.
This is the gas?
So motorcycle will go like this. This one is opposite.
Okay.
Now turn that, and you
That's
see
cool.
these tubes here deflect the thrust, and it gives you your spin.
How high does this thing go?
I've taken this machine 90 feet in the air.
90 feet. You ever run out of gas?
I have.
Have you really?
I have.
What happens when that happens?
You fall like a rock. It's like this, 28, 29, 30.
Does it hurt?
Yeah! You're going to turn the throttle and actually have a little thrust come out. Hey, Jeff, will you grab the fire extinguisher for me?
The what?
Well,
Why would we need that?
when we heat the motor, you still have some hydrogen peroxide that comes out that hasn't been changed into steam. Sometimes there's a reaction and it can cause a little bit of fire.
Sometimes there's a reaction. Not all the time.
Not all the time.
Sometimes.
I have actually had my foot blaze up once.
And this is gonna capture everything?
Yeah, that's the Dan cam.
Yeah?
Hello?
Hi. Okay. Well, at least we got footage of possible wreckage.
3, 2, 1, turn.
Oh!
Do it again.
Okay! Stuff came out, man! Stuff came out!
What? Hey! Those weren't expensive, were they?
Well, that's as far off the ground as I'm willing to go. Now Dan's gonna show me how it's done.
You gotta put these in, because this thing gets pretty loud. Ready for takeoff. I had no idea that that's what it was gonna look like. Everything just started blowing all over the place. I don't know if you saw. I don't know if it was from the rocket.
I heard you.
I just jumped. I saw you. You just blasted off. You realize that that's what you did?
We do it so often that we actually have to stop and think, I'm flying.
You're flying.
I'm flying with a rocket belt.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's very cool. Rocket Man.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
Now that is flying without a plane. But I noticed the only air you got was when you were jumping out of his way.
All right, so maybe I'm happy with my feet on the ground.
But at least you got to learn about wind resistance and lift and airfoils. Now the sky's the limit.
So, did we feed your brain?
See you next time on SciQ.